Right, a little bit of a weird setting for us. Welcome to our kitchen. You've probably seen this one time in the past when we made Aria a birthday cake. But yeah, today we are going to be showing you how we meal prep, what we meal prep. This week we'll be doing a spaghetti squash. It's one of our favorites. We put a little bit of chicken in there, some marinated mozzarella. This time we have burrata. But yeah, so we're gonna be making spaghetti squash for our meal prep. We're gonna take you through our process, show you how we break it all down. We just got spaghetti squash from Sprouts along with some of their marinated chicken. So yeah, we'll show you the whole process. Welcome to the kitchen.
Hey guys, so like Cody said, we are gonna be making spaghetti squash today. And if you don't know what a spaghetti squash is, let me show you. So this is a spaghetti squash. It's about the size, a little bit smaller than my head. We picked up 4 of these. Normally we'll pick up 2 and we'll get maybe like 2 servings each for each of us. So it'll make 4 servings for us. But we're gonna go ahead and get these prepped. These I bought from Sprouts. All of our produce for the most part we buy from Sprouts. They average I think like $1 something each. It all depends on the weight. So I'm gonna go ahead and prep these. For the spaghetti squash, what you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna cut these in half, and then you're gonna olive oil, salt and pepper them, and then put them into the oven at 400 degrees, which our oven is preheating right now. So let me go ahead and slice these up. I also wanted to mention that from here, I went ahead and lined a cookie sheet and then like a baking sheet with some aluminum foil. I'm also gonna spray it with a little bit of ham. So we're gonna put olive oil on it anyway, so a little bit of ham on there so it doesn't stick. Now let's get to chopping. Okay, so we have our cutting board. We're just very carefully going to, we're gonna cut it straight down the center. So very carefully, I'm gonna go in with my knife. Maybe this isn't good technique. Oh, it's extra hard. You want to do this very carefully. So once you finally cut it, it'll roughly look like this. And what we're gonna do after we cut them all in half is put some olive oil and salt and pepper on top of them. Okay, something else I forgot to mention is the spaghetti squash does have like seeds in it because it's from the squash family, like a pumpkin. It has seeds and all these like innards. You're gonna just take a fork before you cook them and scrape out the innards as much as you can. Don't try to take off this meaty part around. This is what's actually gonna become the spaghetti squash after we cook it. So just fork out this stuff like you would a pumpkin. And then I'll show you guys the olive oil, salt and pepper part. Alrighty, so next we're gonna do the olive oil part of it. So I'm gonna go ahead and put on a glove, and let me move my knife out of the way. You're just gonna take some olive oil. Again, it's Sprouts. Sprouts is not sponsoring this video, but if they want to, they can. Let me throw a little bit in there, just a little bit, slightest amount. And then I'm gonna already have my white pepper. It's from Target. It doesn't have to be white pepper. I just prefer the white pepper. It has a different flavor and it's less harsh. And then some salt, again, also from Sprouts. No, you don't have to use Sprouts salt, but I just use sea salt. And then we're gonna go ahead and give it a little bit of a sprinkle. So to your liking, some salt, and some pepper like that, just to season it. Then you're gonna go in and just massage it, rub it on the edges. And you really wanna just get that flavor all on it. Just like that. Perfect. So now we're just gonna move this over here to our baking sheet, and you're gonna put it face down. and then as many as you're gonna cook, and that's how they're gonna go into the oven. Alrighty, so now that we went ahead and got these all prepared, we're gonna stick them into the oven for 400 degrees for 40 minutes or until tender. So if you wanna, like, what we do is be very careful because they will be very hot. You just flip it over and you just kind of poke at it and you'll see how tender it really is. 400 degrees, 40 minutes, go.
Okay, so for our main protein inside of our spaghetti squash, we have the citrus herb chicken breast from Sprouts. It's pre-marinated. This is about 3 pounds. We're making a pretty big pan of spaghetti squash because it's going to last us through the whole week. So we're going to dice it up, throw it in the hot pan. I don't know if we're going to show you us cooking it, but it's pretty good. We like the pre-marinated chicken from Sprouts. It's pretty good. Pretty good.
So like Cody said, we're gonna go ahead and get this chicken chopped into little tiny pieces for the spaghetti squash, just so it makes each bite more whole. This does run you $6.99 per pound, so let's go ahead and get this chopped up. Alrighty, so I'm just gonna go into this little breast and start cutting away at little slices. Again, we do want little pieces of this chicken. We also want it to cook evenly, so that's why we're making them nice and thin. So what I'll do is I'll cut them in like this and then just little chunks and set them aside. We're gonna pan fry these in some olive oil and we'll show you how we do that coming up next. But yeah, just continue to go ahead and chop up your chicken into little tiny bite-sized pieces.
We're gonna go ahead and cook this now. This chicken, get it all nice and seared, and we'll check back in when it's seared.
So next we're going to go ahead and mince up this garlic. We're going to get it into little tiny pieces, as small as possible. And I am by no means a chef or a professional. I have taught myself and watched Gordon Ramsay, so that's my professional background right there. So what this garlic's going to be used for once it's all minced up is we're going to put it into a mixture of cheeses and herbs that will be thrown into the spaghetti squash once it is ready to be mixed. And we'll show you what else we throw into our mixture. Alrighty, so next we're going to go ahead and create our seasoning mixture. So you just saw me chop up the garlic. I'm going to go ahead and throw it into a small bowl. Then I'm going to take some garlic powder and throw some garlic powder in there. About that much. Then I'm going to take a little bit, it says salt, but I'm going to do some garlic salt into a bowl. I don't measure anything, I just kind of go for what feels right. Next we're going to go in with white pepper. And then throw in some Italian seasonings. Again, this video is not sponsored by Sprouts. We just happen to buy everything from there. I'm going to throw a lot of this in there. Okay. Next step is to mix in the cheeses. So we're going to go ahead and use the rest of this, which is the grated Italian blend. It has Parmesan, Romano, and Asiago in it. Just going to take off the lid and dump the rest of that in there. And this whole thing should probably, maybe like that much. I think that's good, or the whole thing?
You might as well just
okay. We're getting, oh, sheesh. We're getting cheesy up in here. Again, that was the Gioioso Parmesan. Then we're gonna give that a good stir. Mix it up, mix it up, mix it up. At this point, the spaghetti squash has about a minute left. We're gonna pull it out right now and start to fork it, but Cody's gonna show you how the chicken's looking.
So the chicken's coming out nice. I have the second batch, or sorry, I should say the second batch cooking, the first batch here on some foil. I'm gonna let this get brown a little bit more and then flip them. And then I think the timer just went off for the spaghetti squash. So let's get down there and fork it.
So Cody's just finishing with the shredding of the spaghetti squash. The chicken is already done. I don't know if he mentioned it earlier, but we cook it, but not super like cooked, because once we have everything mixed together, we are gonna put it back into the oven. So I would just say like mostly cooked, maybe slightly pink on the inside, just so it doesn't get too dry. So the next step is we're gonna go ahead and throw into the spaghetti squash that is shredded, the mixture that we made earlier. We're just gonna throw it all in there, mix it up. And then once that's mixed, we're gonna go ahead and throw in, now this part is optional. If you wanna use something else, go ahead, you can make your own. We're gonna go ahead and use the tomato sauce from Target, the classic meat one. And we're just gonna go ahead and throw this in there. And again, if you want it saucier, we even got like a second one just in case it wasn't saucy enough, because take into consideration, it will have to cover the chicken soon. So if you love it super saucy, then get more sauce. Make your own, buy your own. Let's get it mixing though. So this is what the spaghetti squash looks like, all shredded up. Yes, if you can believe it, this is it. This is the product. We're gonna go ahead and just generously throw this everywhere. And this again was the Parmesan cheese mixed with some chopped garlic, garlic salt, garlic powder, and white pepper. And Italian seasoning. So we're gonna give this a good mix. So the next part is we're gonna go ahead and throw the chicken in here before we sauce it up. So let's get the chicken. We have a bunch, so I'm gonna go ahead and go in with the one Cody has in the pan first. Just throw that in there. If you have a bigger baking dish, that would probably be advisable. We don't, so yeah, this is what we're gonna get.
So also keep in mind while we're making this, we're not like chefs. We didn't go to culinary school. This is just a dish that, well, Aaliyah introduced it to me, but I really liked it, and now it's kind of a staple in this house. It's good for meal prep because like we're making it in this dish. You could get probably 6 meals out of this for each of us, maybe like 5. But yeah, it's good and we like it. You don't have to follow our recipe to the T. This is just how we like to make it, and yeah.
So now it's time to dump in the sauce. Just get that all out of there. Let's give it a mix and see if we have to throw in the other jar. I think we might have to though. So after we've already kind of mixed this up, we've determined that we don't need to add an extra sauce, so 1 was sufficient for this. And again, this is for spaghetti squash, and then we also did, I guess 3 pounds of the chicken. But now is the best part. We're gonna go ahead and throw in some fresh mozzarella on top, and then we're gonna throw this back in the oven. So the thing with the mozzarella is from this brand, again, I'm not going to try to pronounce it again, they do have the little tiny like mozzarella pearls that are pre-marinated, and it has like olive oil, red pepper flakes, and like a bunch of other stuff, but they were all out of it at Sprouts. So if you find those are the easiest to go ahead and do this next step, because for this one We just have 2 big giant balls of mozzarella in here that we're gonna have to pull apart and just kind of scatter everywhere, which is fine, but they're not pre-marinated. So let's go ahead and shred up some mozzarella. So here it is. Here's the mozzarella. Burrata. You're just gonna go ahead and generously distribute it all over the place. And if you don't know what burrata is, or burrata, like Cody's saying, it's fresh mozzarella cheese filled with shreds of mozzarella soaked in cream. So that's why the middle was like so milky.
Looks delicious.
We tried a piece on the side and it is delicious.
I wonder how a burrata ball would taste if you just tried to straight up eat it.
Ooh, that would leave you on the toilet for days, I would think.
It would probably feel like a giant cheese flavored boba.
Ugh. Oops, I just dropped some.
I know this is gonna be amazing already.
It already smells so good. Okay, we went ahead and finished this up. Let me pull it up for you. It's huge. It's heavy. We went ahead and turned the oven down to 350 degrees, and we're gonna put it in for 20 minutes so that the chicken can finish cooking and all this delicious cheese can melt. See you in 20 minutes.
So we're gonna take this out. Look at my cool Mickey Mouse oven mitt that my aunt got me and Aaliyah. It's pretty cool. Ooh, man. Let's try not to get any liquid. I think that might be liquid from the cheese. Ooh. Voila, voila. Hola, mola. Hole, mole. That's what it looks like. Delicious. Trust me, delicious.
Alrighty guys, so that was cooking with the Imagination Station. Thank you guys for coming along for our first recipe on this channel. Will we keep doing them? Who knows? We will see.
Let us know if you want to see more cooking videos. I enjoyed doing it. It was a little short, like this recipe doesn't take very long, so it was a little short thing. It's just so we can show you what our meal prep is like. If you want to see a more in-depth tutorial on literally any other thing, just leave it down below in the comments. Go follow us on Instagram. You can also get a hold of us there. Let us know if you want to see more cooking stuff on there as well. Yeah, I had fun.
I had fun too.
And I'm excited to eat it.
So thank you guys so much for watching. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe.
Share us with your friends and your favorite chef. Thank you guys so much for watching. We appreciate you and we love you, and we'll see you next time.